With my CV, I was expecting in a job fair there was Apple, but I was expecting with a just some extracurricular activities I was getting into Apple. Just came after UK. I didn't got that, but I got something else. Hunting for a job or looking for a career, scholarship, getting into university. This is the soul devastating process. This is something really not nice. I host in my university more than 63 event during my second year. I can say there is good people, there is a few bad people, and rest of the people they are mean people. They are not bad. It's not like they are not listening to you. They are not like you. They are bad. Maybe they have some other perspective, and they are like they can see nine when you can see six, but they're not bad.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are doing amazing. And in today's story of short stories, we have Nafisa Nabi with us. She is doing great in her academics and also in terms of extracurricular activities. She is getting great experience, which can help us. So, without further intro, we will get into the main conversation. At first, আমরা আপনার সম্পর্কে কিছু জানতে চাবো. Before we talk about academics or extracurricular activities or career, we want to know a bit about your education, how you started, if you share a brief.
Thank you, Short Story, for calling me and give me the opportunity to talk about myself. And yeah, I'm here in UK as an international student. I'm doing my undergrad in human resource management, and meanwhile I'm working in a particular places, like I'm working with my university and college. I'm a deputy president in my university, representing my university. Apart from that, I have a couple of experience, but currently I'm working in Intel, and specifically in Intel Ignite as a community manager. And this is a bit about me.
Okay, that's nice. So we know a lot about you, যে অনেক রকম কাজ or extracurricular activities এর সাথে আপনি connected. So before that, we just focus a bit on your academic life, right? As we have gone through
Okay.
your profile, you were in University of Dhaka, right? Later you moved
Yeah.
to UK for your further studies. So if we learn a bit about it.
Okay, so when I joined Holy Cross College, then some reason I want to go, like, to be really honest, I want to go Adamji Cantonment, and my parents wants me to go Holy Cross. I don't know why I was so obsessed with Adamji, because in my SSC I was from Jaipurhat, and their website was so like nice. I don't know why I was obsessed, and then I choose like, okay, I will choose Holy Cross, but one condition, I will not studying science. I will study in human resource like arts or something. And my parents was happy because they also don't want me to study science. And when I go to Holy Cross, I was thinking like, what should I do, like studying in arts, because in Bangladesh either you have to do like BCS cadre or something like that. And Holy Cross is actually changed my life, and then the peoples are really motivated, and everybody is about like, okay, law, journalism, economics, and English. But based on my families and known people, I was pretty much sure I'm studying international relations in DU. Like, that was my goal. And little by little, okay, after my HSC, I got that. So then I put application in 4 university, BUP, Dhaka University, Jahangirnagar, and Jagannath University. And then I set for 3 universities. I skipped BUP because in the meanwhile I already got the result, and then I got like 27 in Jahangirnagar, 87th in Jagannath, and 144 or 147 in Dhaka University. My parents is really obsessed with law. My sister is also doing law, so they say, okay, go for law. Go for law. I will also get that, but in my mind, okay, I was studying in IR, so I put it IR and say, oh, I didn't get economics and English and law, I got the IR. And then life changed when I got into Dhaka University IR, because of the COVID, mainly because of COVID, because just after 3 months lockdown happened and there was no campus life, and we just got into Dhaka University, which is everybody's dream. And I also worked really hard for that, because it's not about chance pe dekha. People have a dream. Bangladeshi people, they have a dream, and DU is that dreamy place. And then lockdown, things get changed, and in the 2 months there's like nothing from what I expect. Like one class is 8:30 in the morning, one class is in the like afternoon 4 or 4:30. So, and also I was depressed. I was definitely, COVID changed everything, and I thought like, okay, I might say tata bye bye to DU, but I don't know what to do, how to do, because my parents will never allow me to study in um, private university, because there is a stereotype in Bangladesh. So where should I go? My parents will not allowing me in private, and this is also costly. Not everyone can afford that. So my problem was my parents will not like allow me to leave DU and go to other private university. So I got option. Okay, Captain America. So then I started for ACT, because undergrad definitely I have to do ACT, and then TOEFLs, IS. And as I say, I'm a humanities student. I even skip. I really afraid of. I hate math, but for my SAT, I have to do like higher math from class 8 to HSC, because I take was the subject agriculture, and then I studied in arts. So I have no idea about the maths of ACTs and stuff. So I completed like eventually my ACT and TOEFL, but it was like, okay, I missed the deadline. Then my backup was Turkey, Hungarian Stipendium, and Turkey Bursary. But UK was my backup, like backup. But my fate led me to here, and yeah, I'm doing well. That's a bit story, like how I left Dhaka University and came here. Here, basically, I applied 3 university, and 3 of them I got a bit scholarship, and I choose Roehampton because it's like a package. It's package like scholarship, location, all the opportunities, and I liked it. And yeah, now I loved it.
Okay, that's really nice to hear from you. So you joined UK or okay, the university in UK in September 2021, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Meanwhile, I completed my HSC in 2029, and then from 2020 to 21, till then I was studying Dhaka University IR. I was completed 2 semesters, like first semester, second semester, and third semester maybe I got drop out, but I got my Dhaka University card. I have it.
Okay, that's really nice to hear from you. So we already got to know যে এই শিফটের বা সাডেন একটা মুভের পেছনে অবশ্যই কারণ ছিল, right? Your personal decisions, your interest, and so on. So one simple thing that we want to know from you, যে DU থেকে UK তে যাওয়া as a student. So what was some of the things that you felt okay? এখানে জিনিসটা completely different যেটা আমি পেছনে শিখতে পারি না. Is there some of these experiences?
There are a lot, but the thing is, first of all, I'm not from an English medium background. So that was the thing. Second was I was totally hopeless because UK was never my option. I was always into universities of like, okay, like Ivy Leagues and Pennsylvania, something like that, universities. I was always into American university. And then after trying it like really hard, like from 2020 to 2020 to 21, it's like a year. I have like experienced a lot, and when I just turn, it's like there's nothing, there's just wall. I have to go further. And as coming from a middle class Bangladeshi family, I can't just spend my father's money on education, so I need a scholarship. So there's no time, there is no option, there is no way back, and I need a scholarship. So everything was difficult, and it's not about okay what I'm expecting I'm getting. It's nothing like that. It's not about what I'm getting, but something like something better. So when man proposes, God disposes, something like that. Like I was planning something, but God was planning something really big. So never lose hope. This is the main thing.
Okay, that's true যে অনেক কিছু চেঞ্জ হয়েছে এবং তার সাথে as you are sharing this is a positive change, a very positive turn, and you had to get courage because otherwise you are leaving sort of the best university of our country and heading towards your dream for chasing something you don't even 100% know what you are gonna get out of it, right? But you
Exactly.
did that.
Exactly. Yeah. When you feel that, like, this is not something I belong and I want to go something extra mile, because for Bangladeshi student, when you get into a good university, definitely Dhaka University is one of the best, one of the
True,
best
you
university in
have to
Bangladesh.
admire, right?
And that, yeah, there are some private universities like BRAC, NSU, they're also like, okay, they're good. But the thing is, when you feel like I want something extra mile, and when people think this is the best thing and this is the way you should work, you should complete your undergrad and then go for your postgrad. So, and you feel like no. When people think there is a no way and you are doing wrong, then you should find out, okay, I'm not doing wrong. My way is a new way, which I should teach you. This is a new way. So that was my journey. Like, I started it.
Extremely true, and we appreciate that for sure. So, one thing that we want to know from you, as you shared, you belong to a middle class family, according to you,
Mhm.
and you have shifted to UK. So, was there any
Yeah.
scholarship, or how did you manage the overall thing? Because if we
So,
try to
yeah.
simplify, আমাদেরকে কোনো স্টুডেন্ট শুনতেছে তারও সেম প্ল্যান, right? And as you know that in Europe or North America, the cost of education is pretty high. So how did you plan to maintain that or manage that, if you please share?
So, as I already mentioned, like UK wasn't my plan, but I was looking for 100% scholarship, like full fund, and I missed it for like the state US, and then I was looking for Turkey Bursary, which is a 100% scholarship program, and then Hungarian Stipendium, which is also a 100% one. So when I missed all the deadline because of all the COVID situation, my time it was really hectic, because you guys already know how COVID, there was like uncertainty everywhere. So then because of the deadlines and things, everything, I miss it. But then I go for like 70%, 80% to the one I'm studying in. This is not 100%, but this is something like really, really good one. And then I feel like, okay, like it's fine for me because I can manage the rest one. So then I choose this one because it's not about the scholarship, it's about the experience I'm like having. So then I choose like, okay, it's fine for me.
Okay,
It's
so
difficult, it's really difficult.
right now, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Roehampton, right? Roehampton.
University of Brampton is called London's campus university. Like, this is the
Okay.
only campus university in London.
Okay. Did you get 70% or 80%? What was the scholarship here in your university?
70%, 70%,
70%, right? And
70%.
it is partial
So
scholarship and you can manage the rest, right?
yeah, so first I got like 4,000, which is a international excellence program, and which I got from university when I first apply through the portal. But then when I come into university, then I go for other options. Like, okay, there's other option like music scholarship, country scholarship, something like that. And I manage based on my result, because my extracurricular activities and my dedication was really high. So then I got into two scholarship. One is the international excellence, and then the country one, and then it comes to like two, which is good.
Okay, so overall, even if you didn't get 100% scholarship, but you got some right at first, and later, এখানে এসে, based on your performance, your
Great.
dedication,
I have
right,
great. Yeah.
right, your skill set, you started to get more, which is once
Yeah.
you get there, you have a lot of opportunities to grab, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was searching like desperately. I have no option. I need it. So yeah. And there is another thing, like here, as people already know, UK of their PSW things and then spouse visa thing, everything is changed and there is uncertainty. So I got really, really some demotivation from everyone, like don't stay on campus, it's expensive, don't do that, work in a restaurant like a waitress, you should do that. I didn't hear any of them, because when you do what everyone is doing, you are not doing something you want. So this is difficult, but you should take the challenge, something
True.
like that.
And if we try to understand the gist of the whole thing we have talked so far, should I say, if you are completely dedicated on what you are doing, right, you don't need to look at so many places. By just, getting good at what you are doing, you can grab some opportunities as well, right? As your strength
Yeah,
was education, extracurricular activities, your dedication towards the university, you are getting facilities out of that. And for some
yeah,
people, maybe making extra cash will help them, obviously, but it is not that. I mean, একটা রাস্তায় যে সবার জন্য, this is not the right thing. That's what we can
yeah,
get to know from you.
definitely. I do people's like their values and what they're doing. Some people, they just want to come to UK, they just want to come to America, they don't want to study. For them it's totally fine. But if you want to study and want to level up your skill and yourself, then I would recommend don't go for that, because it's hard. And people will say, okay, do these things like monies and stuff. But if you think about 5 years later, what's you gonna do? Then you need it, bro. You need it. When I was even applying for part-time job, first came here, people are asking for, okay, reference or something like that. What I did, I just have a look job fair. I went to a job fair with my CV, like bunches of CV, and sending people like, hey, this, and people are laughing. Like, we never heard people get a job by a job fair, bro. I did it. After 17 days of my coming here, I got it. I got a job from a job fair.
True, right? I mean, here that if you are decisive, Jay, what we are going to do, what's our plan, in the long term, then things become a bit easy. Okay, you can make good decisions. I mean, bold decisions as well. And what you have shared about the job fair, then maybe for some people it doesn't work, but for some it
Yeah,
can work. You should give it a go, right? Before
definitely.
just saying that.
With my CV, I was expecting in a job fair there was Apple, but I was expecting with a just some extracurricular activities I was getting into Apple. Just came after UK. I didn't got that, but I got something else, which is fine. And to be really honest, hunting for a job or looking for a career, scholarship, getting into university, this is the soul devastating process. This is something really not nice, and this is lengthy. This is lengthy.
Right. Yes, right you are. So এখন আমরা চলে আসি যে আপনার যে এক্সট্রা কারিকুলাম অ্যাক্টিভিটিস এর যে এক্সপিরিয়েন্সটা so far from September 2021 till now, right? So in how many places you have experienced in terms of job, in terms of internship, upskilling yourself, if you please share that.
Okay, so I'm kind of extracurricular activities person, and I started really, really like when I was a kid, when I was in nursery or class one. But extracurricular activities is totally different what we expect in Bangladesh and in UK. So what's the difference and why this is really, really hard here? Because here you don't have your mom to cook your food, you don't have your bua do your chores, you don't have rickshaw you can go and do stuff. So, and you have a job, you have to earn money, you have to do your assignments and your study, you need to make sure your grades are not falling. And then everything, like from your bua stuff to your mom's duty, your father's duty, so you are doing everyone's duty, the cooking, the cleaning is like, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. I do cooking, I do cleaning, I do everything. I do earn money for myself, I do my study, and then extracurricular activities. Thinking about it is a joke. Actually, is a joke. So what I did, I start from scratch, and first I start going to activities which is happening in my university, like a career fair or employability week and stuff, and then I when I get into that, it was also depressing because you will not get people like you. British peoples and the foreigners, they are like chill, cool kid. They're always into parties and stuff. Bangladeshi people who are from this background, they're always into money, money, money. They don't care about extracurricular activities. So first I need to make sure I'm in the right path with the right people, so I starting to get into extracurricular activities. First I joined as a Asian and minority officer in student union. So here student unions are really really strong. After doing the elections and everything, then I go for CCL, which is the deal breaker, the college community leader. This is a paid job in university, and this is not like a campus ambassador, but this is more than campus ambassador. So you're having an extra degree as a student leader, and then lots of experience, like how students are arranging events and do leadership for the whole college and university. And then I started like helping my teachers. I'm doing HR, so I noticed I have everything. Like I have extracurricular activities, I'm into group, that group, I'm into society, but I should do some experience with my subject. And then I start chasing my professor, like, can you do me favor and give me some work I can do as a HR? And finally, after 1 year, she agreed and she gave me a internship, which is unpaid, to work as a HR intern with her in a renowned UK charity and NGO. They're like really, really good, and they're something different. And meanwhile, in the summer, I did like some scholarship. I did work with Levi's. I as a stylist, I did work. My first job was in Greg's, which is like KFC and something like that, like a food chain. So I switched from food chains to retail, which is Tesco's, and then retails and level up, and then I switched to clothing, Levi's as a stylist. Then Levi's feel like, nah, I'm not into like retail anymore. I'm so stuck with people. I want something, okay, takes job. And then I switched to university again as a event and communication intern, and helping people to like not in person but background what's happening in university, arranging stuff. And then I was also searching for a placement. So just to mention here, placement is a internship which you can do. Either you can take a abroad study year or a placement year. UK degree is 3 year long, but when you take a 1 year gap and do a abroad study or placement as like industrial experience, it will make your degree 4 year long. And it's not, I take it not for 4 year long, I take it for to make sure, okay, i I have experience and I have a better idea how the real how the real world works. And for my parents, and like they see typical brown parents, is like, go for Google, go for Facebook, go for that. Like, okay, I will have a look how Google and Facebook work. But I was not sure like how I can get into that place. So I will talk about it later. So this is something. Sorry, maybe I keep it a bit long.
No, it is okay. Actually, this part was something we really wanted to know.
People just share their success stories, and success stories everywhere, but nobody share about the struggle and meanwhile the little baby step, because you can't just be this people by one day. There is a little step,
Right.
elevator.
Yeah, true. That, I mean, that's the process. As you shared and as I was sharing, that we had to know about that because, you worked as an intern, you had a job, you worked in a university, you worked for, retailers. So this is something, or you can say diversity of experience later helped you a lot.
Yeah,
And two
true.
of the most important roles you are playing nowadays are, as we think it like that you are the, deputy president of
Yeah,
Southlands College, right? So if
college.
you
Yeah.
please share that. What about this role? How did you get that? And the last thing, so far, what is your experience?
Yeah, sure. So University of Roehampton, in UK, if I'm not wrong, there's only 3 or 4 university. They have like college system. It's like a Hogwarts in Harry Potter, like different college and something like that. So Oxford have this, Roehampton, Essex or Sussex, they have this system. So University of Roehampton, they have 4 colleges, and 4 colleges deal and made with 4 different like aspect. Like in Southlands College, Whitelands College, Froebel College and Digby Stuart College. So Southlands is built and started with Methodist Church, which is Wesley Foundations, and is the school and home for law business school, and it's like a totally something different from Froebel. So Froebel is for education, arts, and something like that, and there may be secular. So and Whitelands they're for psychology, medicals, and research, more like medical subject, and they are best. I don't know, maybe Methodist or something like that. We are Methodist, so they are like. Other group, one is secular, one is Methodist, like four different community, different group. And Whitelands is the first college in UK, the whole Britain. They offer first women education. So we have like four colleges with four values and four different area. So here's another important thing. When I was in Bangladesh, I always value for wall rank koto. But this is not something that when you are in a specialized university, like say for example, Roehampton is really focused on dance, psychology, and creative art like film and photography, and they're quite good in business study as well. So if I go for a world rank in Rampton, the university which is focused on dance and film, bro, it does not count like fast in the world rank. So world rank matters, but in some cases go for research universities and specialized subject university. No matter what the world rank, people did not ask for, even people even not ask you now about তোমার GPA 5 কত ছিল, something like that. PSC তে বৃত্তি পাইছো, GSC তে বৃত্তি পাইছো. It's not like that. So people will never ask your university the world rank. They will ask about your skill. So I just give you a bit background. People maybe they don't know about Roehampton, and then Roehampton have four colleges. And I am as a student of HR, like human resource management, I definitely based on Southlands College, which is the home for law and business. And I was a CCL, I was the Asian Humanity Officer, and from like my very beginning of my life, I was always into there is a fight, there is me. There is something happening, there is me. There is extracurriculum, there is me. So there's an election going on. So ACU, the student union, they have like different roles, like college presidents, LGBTQ officers, Asian and minority officers. So first I started with Asian and minority, and second year I was like, okay, I will go for presidency. I will lead this college. But the another thing was I am also looking for a placement. So how can I be president and do a full-time job? It's not possible. So I feel like, okay, I know I will get the vote, but I will go step down because, duino kai pa dewa. So I need to do balance. And then I ran the election. Election was quite easy for me because people know me. In Roehampton, people know me. And Southlands, I lived there. I stayed there. I do all the fights there. I do events there. So people know me. And then I ran the election, I win, and even now, even people mock about it. Like people can't do anything; they are jealous, and they say, "Oh, you beg for vote." Like, yeah, it's not begging, bro. I just asked, like, look, from Bangladesh to here in UK, what thing I learned, you need to be the fighter. You need to be your what is called bahubali. You need to be your mom. You need to be like your protector, and no matter what people say, just change your mindset and you should protect yourself. Mindset is the important thing. So when I was in Bangladesh and people say, oh, you beg for vote, I was literally, maybe I will cry, but then I reply like, look, I didn't beg for the vote, I asked for the vote, and as an election candidate you should ask for the vote. This is the process, and we get training for that, like how to do election, because here a student can do vote for the UK presidency or UK stuff, and issues are really important. So the people just shut their mouth and they didn't say anything. So this is the thing. And as a deputy president, I lead the college, like from welcome talk to give residential support to arrange events like welcome talk and all the things happening to college. There are like people, like face on it. So for Southlands College, I am the face for my college, and anything like from formal dinners to staff interview, we have to do it for university. And I'm really blessed, my college team is really nice, they help me and they know like, okay, I'm doing a placement. And this is a bit about this deputy president stuff.
Okay, and I will say this is something to be truly proud of. right? That
Yeah,
you have experienced, and later you came to a place where you have become the face of the college. This is something really, really appreciating. And one thing
yeah,
that you shared, I will like to add up, is that your perspective or your mentality, right? How you think about different things that matter a lot. Okay, this is really,
yeah.
really important.
Yeah. It's about priority. Do you need the money? Do you need the fame? Or do you want to do work for people and your community? For me, I definitely want to serve my community because something I pursue. In Bangladesh, I do scouting. I was really active in charities and some other NGOs and youth platform. So here that thing was missing and I want to engage. So that's why I was into that. And yeah, after maybe 1 or 2 years, nobody could remember. Like there was a girl who is from Bangladesh and deputy president. But for me, it matters. And there is the board, it will be your name shows. Like you will die, but your name will be there in the board. Okay, that was the president list. So this thing matters.
Yeah, that's really amazing. And one thing that I feel like you wanted to share, that you have to show up for the things you feel for, right? If you like
Yeah.
something, just show up. And you don't need to feel hesitated for something as you chose, right? Everything is a choice. What do you choose? And just jump
Yeah,
on that.
everything is choice, but sometimes you have a choice, but you don't have the option to make the choice, and life is complicated. But it's still, you shouldn't give up your hope.
Right. You have
This
to
is
keep
the
going,
thing.
right? This is
Yeah.
important.
And also one more thing, like what I learned, I was suffering for like, what is it called? Like a lack of self-appreciation. I forget the word.
Self-esteem,
Maybe
right?
yeah, self-esteem, low self-esteem, and complex or something like that. I had these things, and you shouldn't just disrespect yourself and disrespect your oath. You're doing well, so you should appreciate yourself.
Yeah, right. And
This is the
when
thing.
that we are too much into listening to others, maybe we develop that you were about to share, that inferiority complex or whatever it is,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
inferiority complex. I was, yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
nice.
People, yeah, people are like the watermelon seed, unnecessary. So their opinion is unnecessary.
So right now we would love to talk about your experience at Intel, right? So how did you join, right? What was the whole story behind that? So if you please share. And so far, how are you experiencing the whole thing?
It's amazing. It's amazing. When I was looking for companies to join and do my internship, first I make a list about company. This is the first thing, and then I just had a look and I first I was started applying with only HR program like the HR intern or something like that as a HR student, and that was my mistake. So I applied in Walt Disney, I applied in IBM, I applied in Sony, and then Norbmz, I applied in L'Oreal Paris and Colgate, like lots of company, Unilever, and I was getting my CV was quite good because I know how to make a CV. I'm a HR student. Everything was good, but this company they have really lengthy process of recruiting. Like it started in June, July, and they will have you on board in next year, June, July. So it's like application, shortlist, assessment, and then again assessment, interview, panel interview, one-on-one interview. Then they will get you in. And the first, I was getting rejected from companies who require a driving license and a UK passport. So I got rejected from BMW and all kind of company. They ask for a license and they require math in their assessment. Yeah, this is the funny stuff.
Math
And
is
then
still chasing you, right?
yeah, yeah. Even now, but that was not problem. Now I'm pretty much good at math, but the thing is, they need a driving license, and most of the company they want someone like without any visa stuff, and these are like the small company, but big company they always call me back, and lastly I was waiting for three companies to call me and for the finally I got into IBM and Intel, and then I have to choose because the first year I joined the employability week. There IBM was doing a presentation about how student can experience. Second year, I run the event as a college community leader where there was not IBM, but there was other companies. So I just promised myself third year I will be the guest and talk about my experience in my placement. So I did it. And then when I look for the options, like in IBM, I was getting an option like sector leader intern, which I have to work for a lady, Lucy Jeffrey, who is the IBM sector leader, just an intern. And in Intel, they offer me a position which is a community manager in Intel Ignite. So here, what like I want to mention with all the student, with student think, if you're doing engineering, you can get into Google. If you are doing a subject which is related to IT, you can get into that sector. If you are doing fashion designing, you can get into L'Oreal Paris or something like that. So this is not actually right, and that was my first realization I made. And secondly, that okay, there's people you have to compete with Oxford, Harvard, and everything, but what is your specialty? Go for that, not go for stereotype progress. So first, when I was applying in Walt Disney in HR, they might not take me, but if I apply in different positions, it will be much more easier. I can get into other companies. So lately, when I stopped doing that mistake, I got other options, and which is good. So then there was IBM and Intel. I got an option as I say community manager, and in Intel there is different sector. Like every company, big companies, Intel is a $36 billion company, so they have different sectors like marketing, logistics, legals, and stuff. So I got an offer from Intel Ignite, which do Intel startup mentorship program. So it's like a very excited program, and I need to assist the team as their community manager. So it's about admin, VIP guest support, and event management. So I got already experience as admin, event and stuff. So I host in my university more than 63 event during my second year. So I feel like that should be really interesting because this when our sector in Intel, they do mentorship in startup program, and in London startup ecosystem, this is like really high. Each year they come really some giant companies like Deliveroo, Revolve. Those are the London startup tech giant thing, and I am meeting companies, and you can see it like Facebook. You never know this company I'm working, this will come to change the new generation of world. So they do mentorship for high deep tech companies who are in seed or pre-seed area. So I need to deal with this company. And I feel like maybe after my graduation or maybe after my place, this company will hire me. I'm more than happy to leave IBM and choose Intel. So that was my intention. I just play smart and clever and then come into Intel. And yeah, it's really nice. The experience is amazing. Meeting CEOs every day. Like I meet almost many of the CEO. You can imagine like Intel, and mostly if your laptop, maybe the laptop you are using, it have Intel chip. If it's not Apple, and Intel is not about the chip and motherboard. The satellite you are using that have Intel. Even in UK, we do like NHS, which is the National Health Service. They use Intel chip, and Intel is everywhere. It's not about this motherboards and stuff. So this is amazing working with this kind of company, meeting big giant tech giants and know what is coming up next, what is happening. This is cool. This is cool.
Yeah, right. And one thing that you are going to be a great HR, right? I mean, right,
I'm still not sure.
right from the place you have started, always, you are thinking about yourself. That okay. I mean,
Not right. It's not right.
if I take
Hold
this
on.
step, maybe, that in the upcoming time, I'm gonna get a good job, good career. You are always aware of that, which is good.
No, as a student, I have boundaries. So in case of your career now, I can do to serve the community, to be really honest. So first I need to make sure my ground is strong enough so I can pull other people.
True,
So
true.
if I'm not
I was just
yeah,
kidding, but you have
no,
played
I know, but
really
the
clear
thing
moves,
is, yeah, I still do the HR part-time HR thing for my professor, and I'm just helping her. But I'm not sure maybe I will do HR or not, because after coming to UK and joining Intel, seeing companies were like, maybe I do film and photography, maybe I do this. I'm still searching for my ground.
Yeah, right.
But
And
definitely maybe not HR.
one thing that I really wanted to appreciate you for, that what you are studying, right? You are experiencing that and you have a clear thought that okay,
Yeah,
right? I mean, how to get into a job, how to land for a good company. You are trying to experiment and obviously it will help you, right? The way you have managed that in your college right now, it is serving you in your job for sure. And what you
yeah,
are experiencing right now, maybe that will obviously serve you down the line. So that's a very good
yeah.
thing. I really appreciate that you were aware of what you were doing.
Yeah, currently I have four role on my board. One is the HR assistant for the company. I'm still doing unpaid. I am the deputy president, then flat rep, which is unpaid, and my Intel job. This
Right.
is
So
yeah,
you are working
paid.
full time on Intel, right?
Yeah, I'm doing full time, 37 hours a week. But people love me because I do maybe more than 45 a week,
Okay,
and they
that's
are
good.
satisfied. Yeah,
Some sort of obsession with your work.
I love work. I love work, and it's not that much easy, and you need to put more effort, and then you can think about maybe I'm a bit different and doing better than other people.
Yeah, that's
And
nice. I mean,
I
that
recently
inspires others, right?
Yeah, and recently I'm getting like every time I do mentorship for people, like, okay, do this in your CV, do that in your interview. And now recently I start doing some videos in Bangla to tell people, because in Bangladesh there are also a lot of MNC, like Unilevers and stuff. So
Yeah.
they follow that global curriculum. So they should know what to do, not to do, because maybe one day I will be the HR, and if I will scheme their CV, I will reject them. So I am telling them, okay, do that, don't do that. So I start doing little videos for them. And here also, I really do care about my community in UK. So I started a new group which is called Club Bangla to promote Bangladeshi culture, because in here in UK it's more about Sileti, and there are lots of Bangladeshis like Sileti Bangladeshi, either European Bangladeshi and British Bangladeshi. So they don't know the difference between like this all. So this is tough. Like I, after doing work again whole night, you do stuff for extracurricular activities. But let's see what is waiting.
Okay, that's amazing. And obviously, I would like to reach out to you for, getting my CV checked as well.
Definitely. Or you can start watching my videos.
Okay,
Although I'm not
surely.
doing for any purpose, but like this is a slow process. And one more thing, I do a radio show which is called Two More Thing in my university, and I talk about unorthodox topic like bullies, harassments, and stuff and thing. So this is another thing I'm doing. I do a radio show.
Okay,
So my
so
parents already care about me.
one thing I would
Yeah.
like to add up here, that you have shifted from Bangladesh to UK, and later by listening to your experience, what do you feel how much you grew as a human, right? In terms of being mature, in terms of that learning about how real life works. That okay, I'm getting educated, I'm learning a lot of things in theories, but how to apply that in real life. So, what are some of the things you cracked so far, if you please share?
So what I actually learned, things are not what we have in our projections. First thing first. So stop living on your daydream wall. Okay, one day I will do that, then I will do that. You never know, maybe you are leaving tomorrow or not. So it's better to plan ahead, but don't do projections. You never know. So this is the first thing. And secondly, after your school, after your college, there is no first boy and last boy. You have to complete with the world. So you will never know whom. Maybe one day we will complete with Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk. So be prepare yourself for that. Don't blame others. Most of the people in Bangladesh, I notice, especially my friends who are from national and universities, they blame their luck, they blame their country and education system. I agree. We can't change our education system, but still, if you want, you can skill up yourself. There are people that are doing freelancing, they're learning graphics, they're making short films and video. Go for that rather than blaming your education system and wasting your 3 years. So people who are uh, like they can afford this, like that time I can afford this, I moved. But if you are middle of the education, so stop blaming your luck, your country, or education system, and try to focus on the bright side, which you can improve yourself. And what I can learn is there are difficulties, but just respect yourself and start living for yourself. This is the main thing. So there
So,
will be people
and
পাশে পাশে দিদি, but don't listen to that.
yeah,
Like
right.
বিয়েটা করে কেন গেল?
I mean, simply don't listen to naysayers, right? Focus on your goals, your plans, whatever it is.
Yeah, look, people, you are listening right now, their comment. Think after 5 years, they will be not part of
True,
your life. You
true.
never know. And people who believe on your oath, they will be always there. And sometimes people do negative motivation for your betterment, because if they know there is a harm and you are taking a risk because you're daydreaming, so that's also you should count. So make your own pros and cons list and then do your reality check. Do it, but first do a
And
reality check.
one thing that as you have experienced a lot, I'm trying, to learn a lot of things, get into a lot of things. And it's not like just as a participant, but contributing there, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that I would like to know, or everyone who is listening to us, is that normally when you make decisions, right? Not always you can play a safe bet, right? Maybe sometimes you are making mistakes, right? Maybe it is a bit risky, maybe you wasted time, energy, and whatever it is, but you learn a lot. Okay,
Yeah,
not always you can ask something in return or in exchange. As you have shared, still you were
true.
working as a volunteer, if I try to simplify that, in your college, right? And
Yeah,
maybe you are not getting monetary value, or maybe you are not getting a lot in exchange, but this practice helped you a lot to be here where you are today, and you have a lot to go, right?
yeah. There is always a give and take. There is always a value, but the value is not about money. Say, for
True.
example, if you're playing a game, you're not having money, but you're having these coins. So it's about your experience are like these coins and stars, what you are getting through the level up, level up. This is the first thing. And also, the first thing I learned when I get my university job is risk assessment. So here in UK, if you put a chair or leave a chair, you have to do a risk assessment. And this is the annoying thing even because I want to do a Bangladeshi night and they just stop it. No, you can't dance here. People might fall and they can break your legs and university will be responsible for it.
Responsible
So
for
you can
that.
do it. Yeah, you can do Asian night here. So, but risk assessment is important. But what I learned it, just do your risk assessment and be that much independent. You can, pay off the risks and the damage you are doing. So what was my risk? Okay, I'm applying for UK universities. I'm applying for Intel, but still I have the backup of deputy president. If I'm not getting a job in Intel's or anywhere, maybe I can still continue my education and go for the deputy presidency. That time I didn't choose. Okay, I'm not gonna go for election. I will only choose because there was an uncertainty. So what I put damage and do a risk assessment. I didn't choose the presidency. I go for deputy presidency. So I can
Yeah,
do like both.
pretty smart
Something
decision.
like that. Do your own risk assessment. This is important.
Yeah, and one thing that, okay, I will share here, that normally we all say, okay, when you are trying something, you're failing, you're learning or getting experience. But I want to modify it a bit, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that when you fail, you only learn from the stuff what you truly love, and then you fail, right? You like
Yeah.
something, you gave it a go, you failed, then you can have some positive experience that, okay, maybe next
There is
time I will be
always. Yeah.
doing well and whatever
Yeah.
it is. But if you are listening to others and jumping on something, and if you fail, then you have nothing or no ground to stand on, okay, on behalf of yourself, because you
Yeah.
didn't know that for whom you are doing that.
Yeah,
So,
do it for a purpose. Like
right, true,
sometimes
super
maybe you
true.
have a passion, but the passion is not realistic. But make just find a purpose, and when you are not getting it right, you are learning something. And secondly, that okay, doing mistake again and again, and doing the same mistake is insanity. Someone said that.
True.
So yeah, it's not right to do the mistake again and say, oh, I tried, this is not something nice. But you need to make balance about how much you are learning and how much cost you have to pay for that mistake. Because if you're starting a business in Bangladesh, it's like a t-shirt business, which is fine. But if you are starting a business as a student for iPhones, how many student can buy iPhone? So it's not something realistic. So, and you have to pay a lot if your products are not selling. So if you are doing even business, think about your ground and then do risk assessment and do it. But always do what you like, because otherwise you can't continue in a long run. You have to act fake and you can't continue it. Never ever.
Sounds like an intellectual and experienced business graduate.
I'm not, but I'm still
Okay,
learning.
yeah.
I'm still
So
learning.
one thing that we can talk about right now is that how you are sharing, that you are explaining different things from different perspectives, right? So when you were here back in Bangladesh, so did you think in that way? Or when you moved,
No, no,
experienced, you were doing different things, now you can feel, okay, this is the thing, that's how someone is doing, and they should think from a different perspective. So it's all about experience, right?
yeah, and also the thing what we always like don't talk in Bangladesh is mental health, because there's issues. There is actually issue. There's this money issue. There's tuition issue. There is like a education issue. So okay, depression, don't take it. Just sleep and study. The thing is, there is we don't talk about mental health, but as a student, as a youth and young professional, you should more focus about that. Otherwise, if you're trying, not getting job, not doing good CGPA in your exam, so how would you survive? Because if you think about the depression rate and suicidal rate and stuff, youths are the main victim of that. So in Bangladesh, when I was studying one day and 6 day, I was just looking at my settings like a tick like a lizard. I didn't didn't know that why I'm like that, why I can't study 7 day, why I don't have a routine. But here I realized, okay, this is the thing, this is the thing. And also, as there is no culture about mental health, and if you ask your boro bhai or something like that, they will say, dude, don't talk
It
about that or
happens,
something.
live it.
Yeah. Like you
Okay.
have this, I have this. So also after a time, like when maybe after your adolescence, you can share everything with your parents. So you need a ground. So your surrounding matters, your friends, the community you are into. So in Bangladesh, I had we all had a family, like friends and a community, but we should be aware about that. So this thing
True.
I learned here, like okay, how you should balance mental health and what is the difference, what they are doing. Say, for example, currently now, if I talk about the social media in Bangladesh, the most popular social media, I think Facebook. If
You
you log
don't
into your
think it is.
yeah. If you just go into Facebook, what do you say? Someone's divorced and people do mock about it. People talk about
Yeah.
people's babies and this some of the actor, their two wife and their babies, and who got this, and yeah, who comment on that about private university, and they comment troll back again what this do, something like that. People are like pulling each other leg, and students, mainly students, they're just wasting their time on this. So
Yeah.
I'm
So
not
one
telling
thing,
them
one
listening to
thing
TED
we
Talks.
should practice, right? One thing we should obviously practice, that we cannot change the society. We cannot
Yeah,
change the norms, in 1 or 2 years. What we can do, we can start focusing on us rather than focusing on a lot of places. When we start focusing on us, maybe we are not changing the society collectively, but we are improving us. And when we have a bunch of people who are
Exactly.
interested in that way, maybe it will change the society. But it starts from
Yeah.
you for sure.
কমিউনিটিরা বলে গেছেন যে পাছে লোকে কিছু বলে, so it's not about you are just reading this and forget. This is true. Like when people are doing wrong, don't follow them. If you think your
Yeah,
community is toxic, be that much brave to leave your community and tell them you do you, I do I, and do your stuff. If you're too busy of improving yourself, you don't have time about what people are saying.
right.
This is the thing.
The only way you can, ignore all the things is by not thinking about ignoring that, rather focusing on yourself.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
Sounds
So there is a
simple, and
like
it
power
is.
of positivity. If you're even thinking about that in a negative way, you are thinking about that.
Right.
So don't do that.
You have a
Don't do that.
choice. Obviously, always you have a choice. And it sounded really good to me that, that within the time frame of 2 years or maybe more or less than that, you started to observe yourself, right? You have
Yeah,
discovered a
this
lot
is
of things that you
mm,
might not even get in UK. No one is teaching you, right? You are learning, and as I'm listening to you, I'm 100% sure whatever you are sharing it is your observation. This is not something somewhere written and you are sharing, because you can
exactly.
share different perspectives when you're observing properly, right?
I can share why I went to this, I went like this to this, I got this free trips and that thing, this award, this, but this is not something I should share with my community, which can give them a false hope. But I can share my failures and some background which they can relate and they can
Reality
work
check
on.
is important always.
Yeah, very true. Even I'm in Intel, and maybe I'm the first South Asian, or I'm the youngest person here. Like I'm the youngest person in my office and the only girl, and even South Asian, not even Bangladeshi. And I don't know what's happening in my future, which is fine. But I have a observation and I'm doing myself. So don't even think about what people are doing, what they are doing now. Just
Yeah, just
focus on
focus on
positive
yourself.
side.
I mean, you have less time or limited time, so it's okay to focus on
Yeah,
yourself.
time is limited. Time is limited. 2023 is gone and New Year is coming.
So,
Yeah, that's why I put yesterday. Like psychologists say, it takes 28 days to have a good habit. So if you're thinking about New Year resolution, start it now. Other than like gali
you will
khawa and
keep
gali dewa.
thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so okay, let's talk about, that the term sounds a bit fancy, neighborhood effect, or if we simply share that your surrounding, your friend, your community, your society. So what are some of the major changes, or as you are, I feel like a good observer, that what do you feel? What you got back in here, and right now, what are you getting, and how much it impacted you? Because it impacts us for sure.
In Bangladesh, we have a community and people do care about each other. Like, say for example, if you're from north part, which I'm from, you can see like people are like you. They are like same level of conservative, same levels of friendly or something like that. But after moving from north to Dhaka, you can see different area, different people. From Bangladesh to here, you can see even Bangladesh have different variety. Each people's even inside like East London, West London, people have varieties. So this is the thing I notice. And Bangladesh is easier because you have a community. If you just call them, your friends can come. But here, people have their own life. If you call your friends and they're having a job, they can't skip their job because it's related to their money. So here they are more like capitalists, this theory like the abroad life, and it's on you, and you will not get people even not same mindset people, and it's not easier, but still it's okay, and you can like man can live alone, so you need to search for it
Okay.
and just leave the negative side
and
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 start
this term
from
is completely true, that okay, maybe you are going to a sophisticated place, modern or whatever terms we want to use, but the
it's a cute
warmth
word. Yeah.
but the warmth is a bit missing there. Obviously it has
Yeah,
to be.
exactly. Exactly. But it's still, the thing is, ঢেকি স্বর্গে গেলেও ধান ভাঙে. So if you're a person who care about your community, it's hard, but at the end of the day, you will find people like you.
True.
The world is not about only bad people, mean people, toxic people. There are some good people. Maybe there are also lost like you. So what you have to do, unblocked or reopen your ID, because when you are depressed, you are just make your Facebook ID, deactivate it, and keep yourself in a room. So just don't put yourself in the blanket. Open your
Keep
door and
moving,
search
right?
for the
You will
people.
find.
Yeah,
Maybe it
yeah,
is a bit
because good
hard.
people are like you. If you keep yourself in a blanket, they're also like you. So search for them. This is
Right.
the
So
important thing.
we are almost, at the end of our conversation. We got to know a lot, right?
Yeah,
Your
my battery is
experience.
also down.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So
Yep.
we are about to finish. So one thing that presently I also got into a part-time job, and before that I was within my friends or my boundaries. So I had that option, to directly say this is right, this is wrong. You have that right. But when you get into a job, get into a new community, obviously you have to be, what can I say? I'm running out of words. Maybe a bit open, right? You have to active yourself to accept that, okay, they're doing this, maybe this is their life. You cannot
Yeah.
poke
There is a
everyone,
yeah. There
right?
is a term called when you are Rome, do the Roman do's or something
Right.
like that.
So
So
when
if
you are
you,
in that place, you have to be
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If you are with your friends who are conservative, try to respect their values and also maintain that nobody is coming to your boundaries. It's always better to put, you are making sure you have a boundaries. This is your boundaries. You can say this, but you can't say this about my personal thing. So in Bangladesh, we don't do that, and that's things got messy. We
Right.
becomes like
Yeah.
snake
And
friends or something like that.
this is something no
This
one
is the
can
thing I learned.
this is
Yeah, this is
something
the
no
thing
one
I
can
learned.
train you for, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
have to respect others' perspective. And when you do that for a long time, subconsciously you accept that, okay, I mean, maybe he or she got that habit. It's their choice. They can live their
yeah.
life. I can do my own. Right.
If
And
you
this
even
helps a
think,
lot.
if you talk about is hard choice, there is much more thing to do, but it's not about hard choice. It's about you should be aware about the boundaries, like what is my boundaries and what is their boundaries,
Right.
their values and their ethics, and my values and not my ethics. When I was a kid, when in Bangladesh, I always thought like maybe good people, bad people, but now after all the realization, I can say there is good people, there is a few bad people, and rest of the people, they are mean people. They are not bad. It's not like they are not listening to you, they are not like you, they are bad. Maybe they have some other perspective, and they are like, they can see 9 when you can see 6, but they're not bad.
Yeah.
So
It
you
can
should
happen.
respect their boundaries. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty nice. So having that wide perspective, you can only learn when you are in a community, right? When you are truly experiencing.
Yeah.
This is
No
something
matter
to
what is a
obviously
bad
learn about.
community or good community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your devil will push you to follow the bad thing, but this is the real challenge. This is the
Yeah.
real challenge, and it will not cost you money. So
Right.
start
How
practice
you
that.
how you hold your values even in the toughest situation. This is something you learn when you were somewhere you get diversity, right? Different thoughts,
Yeah,
opinions,
yeah,
races,
exactly.
religion.
And there's everything open. In Bangladesh, this is not open, but here is open, and you have to make the choice. Pick.
Right. It's all
So,
about
and
your
you,
choice. You
yeah,
can
yeah,
pick
you
either
will
way.
regret. You will be successful. You will regret. You will cry. You will be like celebrating, but it's on you. So just yeah, that's the situation.
So
Believe that
in a nutshell, we can say that you get closer to reality every single day. That's it.
reality is the illusion. Reality is the illusion.
How you
Yeah.
think about it, that matters. But
Exactly.
in some sense, okay, so we can modify that. You get closer to discover yourself, what you truly want. And
Yeah.
either you are making decisions on behalf of yourself or, by getting influenced by others. So you have the responsibility, and in some sense, you improve that.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
That's amazing. And it was really nice to talk to you. That as we are almost at the end of our conversation, I would like to appreciate you again for the brave steps you have taken, right? You chose what you loved, right? What you felt right. You made your decisions, and later you are right now in a place from where you can scale more, right? This is not
Yeah.
something that you are getting settled or whatever it is, but you have opened opportunities for yourself.
I think my step will affect my community as well. So this is a bit of liabilities to serve my community, and I will also ask and request the team to don't share, or other as well, don't share anything which can give the youth a false hope and a
True.
false, perspective, because this is harmful. This is harmful.
Everyone who is, getting some intuition, experience, whatever it is, they have more or less, responsibility to share that with others. That it is not always sunshine, rainbows, but you know, the right thing. Pick it,
Yeah,
experience it.
it's the nature. There's rain, there's winter, but there's summer as well. So yeah.
Okay, it was nice. So thank you for joining us here. And I really, really hope that all the young people will love this conversation and appreciate you as well. And we
Yeah.
obviously wish you all the best for your content
It's so
creation. Yeah, and we will surely get our
content
CV
is
checked as
okay.
well. Have a
Nice
great
evening.
day. Hope to see you soon.